Mitochondria, another buzzword in health right now. Not a buzzword because it's not important. Mitochondria are absolutely vital. It's just now every podcast, someone's talking about mitochondria and the things we need to do for them to operate properly. Okay, first and foremost, mitochondria are the powerhouses of your cells. Without them, metabolism wouldn't work, meaning you could not extract energy from the outside environment and have fuel. You would have no ATP, you'd be dead in a fucking nanosecond. You like that word? Nanosecond, big nerd talk. I don't even know what a nanosecond is. Anyway, when it comes to mitochondria, they are powering your entire body, your entire system. I don't know if there's billions or trillions of them, but there's a lot more than you can even count, so they're vitally important. Now, your mitochondria and the health at which they're able to operate is not just tied to zone 2 cardio, it's not just tied to an ice bath, it's not just tied to any one thing, it's tied to the overall energetic state of your body. So mitochondria work most efficiently when your body is in rhythm, meaning sleep affects it, what you eat affects it, when you eat affects it, how you move your body affects it. Your entire lifestyle is either building mitochondria that are operating efficiently and able to produce energy at a high level, or on the contrary, your lifestyle is creating mitochondria that are backed up, that aren't using the proper fuel, and that don't produce energy efficiently. So, when a mitochondria is able to produce energy efficiently, there's a few things that happen. First and foremost, your food is converted into electrons, into carbons, and then your mitochondria are moving electrons through a chain. That chain needs to be able to work properly, and that comes down to a few things. First and foremost is redox balance. Okay, we need good balance of FAD to FADH, NAD to NADH. So we need substrates that can actually move electrons. Then we also need a proper membrane. So we need membrane potential. That holds the charge of the cell, which is very important for allowing things to propagate. We need the structure of mitochondria to be folded and geometrically held in the right way. That's tied to sun exposure, that's tied to moving our bodies, that's tied to all of our lifestyle factors. Okay, then we need to actually be able to use the food we eat and use it efficiently. If we're overeating all the time and we're overwhelming mitochondria, things get backed up and we start to create substrate that can become harmful and beneficial to the body. So as an example, here's a way you can know if your mitochondria are working properly. If you wake up in the morning, and you can buy this on Amazon, you can measure blood lactate. If at rest you have high levels of blood lactate, that's a very clear indicator that your mitochondrial health is not where it should be, which is also tied to your VO2 max. So being able to actually move things through a chain and not create backup molecules, we'll call them. We shouldn't be making lactate unless we're working at a very high intensity. Minimal amounts of it. Okay, nothing's on or off. So we're always going to produce lactate, but if you're waking up in the morning and you have high blood lactate levels, or you're at rest and you have high blood lactate levels, that's an indicator that your mitochondria are not working the way that they should. Another thing that's an indicator of if your mitochondria are not working the way they should, go get a VO2 max test done. If you have a very low VO2 max, your mitochondria are not operating efficiently. If you're tired all day, every day, chances are your mitochondria are not operating efficiently. And what I want you to get most from this is that there isn't one tool or fix that makes mitochondria work so much better. And we have to do this mitochondrial hack, or we have to do this certain way of working out to increase our mitochondria. Of course, things can play into the mix there, but it's tied to the whole energetic state of your body. It's tied to the way that you sleep, your exposure to the sun, the way that you move, the food you choose to eat. Do you do some form of cardiovascular training? Do you lift weights? All of these health factors tie into, do your mitochondria work efficiently? Can they move those carbons and electrons through the chain efficiently and not create a bunch of leakage and a lot of ROS? And are they able to hold their geometry, hold their structure, hold their voltage? And that's tied into your whole lifestyle. So don't just look at, oh, how do I increase mitochondrial function? Look at, how do I clean up my life so that my mitochondria function the way that they should. And that's like everything else in health, is that your body is a masterpiece. It wants to function at an extremely high level. It wants to feel energetic. We just have to give it the right conditions in order to do so. So yeah, going and taking an NAD supplement and not looking at the other lifestyle factors. So, okay, now you're giving a system more substrate, but it doesn't have the capacity to use it because it's not holding structure properly. Like, I hear this all the time. Take NAD or take CoQ10. This is going to increase your mitochondria's ability to operate. It's like, yeah, maybe if it's stacked on top of all of the other things that will actually allow energy to be produced cleanly and efficiently. So that's all I wanted to touch on. It's we take such little hacks into health right now, and we use the word mitochondria and it confuses a lot of people. I just want you to think of it this as simply as this. Your mitochondria are powering every single system in your body at all times. Without it, you could not produce energy. Their ability to produce energy is tied to your entire lifestyle. So when you clean up the lifestyle, when you clean up the patterns, they automatically start working better because your body is incredibly intelligent. They want to perform at a high level. You just need to give them the environment to do so.